Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of our daily devos. I'm Hannah, and we're doing the SOAP method through Psalm 23 this week, and we're in verse 2 right now. So let me read it for us. It goes like this. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. I can't get to that one. That's the next verse. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. I want to unpack and observe a couple things. Number 1, He, the Good Shepherd, God, is doing all the action in our lives and in this verse. He's the one doing the action. 2, the word makes me lie down, that phrase, implies a forced reality about our lives. God is forcing us, or sheep in this picture, to lie down. Have you ever felt like you're really busy? Have you ever felt like you just want to keep doing things? And maybe, sometimes, God says what's best for you is to force you to lie down. And I want to make a third observation about where He makes us to lie down. And this passage says green pastures. So for a sheep, here's what a green pasture would represent. A green pasture would represent safety, a safe place. It would represent nourishment, food, and it would represent rest. Sometimes God forces us to rest, to be nourished in a safe place. And here's the catch. It's usually a place we wouldn't otherwise want to stay. Here's my application question for that one. Where has God forced you to stay right now? Where you can't get up, you can't move around, you can't do a bunch of things. Maybe it's your house. Where? Second observation, or maybe this is my third. But it says He leads me beside quiet waters. Here's the deal. God leads us beside quiet waters means that He guides us to places where we otherwise might be afraid or might be risking danger. See, quiet waters, the opposite of that is raging waters, which for a sheep, that would represent that their life could be in danger if they slipped and fell in it, or they would just stay away out of fear. God is a God who leads us into places where we can confidently approach and be filled. Application to this, where does God have you? Where are you being forced to stay? Where has He made you lie down and said, you're going to sit in this? And it may be very uncomfortable, and you might be upset, and you might actually hate this. But what God defines as good is not always our definition of good. God's definition of good is if it points others to Him, if it makes us more like Jesus, or it causes someone to be saved. And He says that's good when those 3 things happen. What part of your life needs to cultivate some of God's good? Pointing someone else to Jesus, causing your heart to look more like Him, or leading someone to Christ. I hope today you will cultivate some of that in your life, and that you will know that God is the one doing the action in your story. This is not an accident. Praying for you today. Have a good one.